We're not quite human yet.
It's also something not quite live. If you stop and start over.
Well, all right. Hey, welcome back to Midas Letter Live. My guest this segment is Neil Closner. He's the CEO and founder of MedReleaf. MedReleaf trades on the TSX under the symbol LEAF. Neil, welcome back to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you.
What has changed since the last time we talked? I guess it was almost 3 months ago.
What's changed? It seems like the industry changes 180 degrees every 3 months. So lots changed, I guess. I think one of the reasons we came in today was talk about the deal we announced last week about our German export arrangement, which we'll be getting started with very shortly. So it's
give me an overview.
Further building on our international development efforts. So we've announced a deal to supply a distributor based in Germany. They have a relationship with almost 2,000 pharmacies across the country. So we will begin exporting product from here to there very shortly and supplying all of those pharmacies across Germany.
Oh, very cool. So is the product going to be packaged and delivered to Germany already packaged, or do you ship the raw material and they package?
No, everything's packaged here in our GMP facility and shipped over there.
So it seems like all of the big ACMPR guys are focusing more on export markets now than the domestic market, which now seems to be reaching sort of maximum capacity.
Well, I think there's still a fair amount of growth to go domestically, and certainly with the recreational market, there's a lot of demand that will be unleashed. But I think many of us are also focused on international opportunities because we do believe, at least I know at MedReleaf, we believe quite strongly that the international medical market will be quite large and quite robust for many years to come. And MedReleaf being primarily a medically focused business historically, that a lot of that plays to our strengths.
So what's the cash position of the company now, and what are your CapEx plans for the next year?
Right now we have over $200 million on the balance sheet, so a little bit of cushion. We've committed a good amount of that to complete our Bradford facility, which is our second production facility. That'll be fully built out by this summer. It's already licensed and producing, but it'll be fully commissioned by then. It's a 210,000 square foot facility. So between that and our existing Markham location, we'll be producing 35 tons of product come this summer. And then a few weeks ago, we announced the purchase of a 1 million square foot greenhouse and an additional 100 acres of land adjacent to it. And so some of that, obviously, of that 200 million will also be put to work there to build out and convert that greenhouse for cannabis production.
Okay, are you finding that the market, the investor attention span is becoming a little bit sort of fractured at this point, and it's harder to get their attention? I mean, in many cases, it seems like the volumes have gone down a bit in the investment marketplace. Is that an experience you're having?
We haven't noticed that. I mean, but MedReleaf is somewhat of a different breed apart from some of the other producers. We've historically been a very long-term focused, business-focused operation, and from an investor standpoint, we've focused much more heavily on sort of blue-chip institutional investor base. So we've never really been a fast-trading, sort of high-octane retail play, so we haven't experienced much of that.
That's kind of a nice place to be.
Yeah, I mean, and we remain focused there, and so I think we're very comfortable with where we're at.
Great. So you're set up in Germany now. What other international plans have you got?
Well, so we have people on the ground now in over half a dozen countries, and we've already previously announced that we've got an operation in Australia where we've been awarded a cultivation license. We've already undertaken an export to Brazil, and we continue to push things forward there and in other areas of South America as well. So we are very focused on international markets. Germany is obviously one and very large influential member of the EU, and there's a number of other EU countries that we are looking at as well.
So MedReleaf is a profitable ACMPR producer, right? At this point. Right.
We are, and we have been for years profitable.
Oh, okay, great. How many patients do you have?
Patients is not something we disclose. We don't think that it's really a relevant metric. I mean, from a production, volume of product shipped, revenue standpoint, we are 20+% of the Canadian market share. But patients is not really a meaningful number, we feel, because patients can order once and never order it again, or
Sure.
patients can order every 2 weeks, and there's wide variability in how much different patients use. So we don't view it as being really a relevant number.
Okay, and has MedReleaf got a plan for the recreational market?
Sure, we certainly do. We have already announced and introduced 2 recreational or adult use brands into the market. One is San Rafael 71. And for those of you who don't know, San Rafael is actually the town in California where the entire 420 concept was born. So we've created a brand to sort of pay homage to that segment of the population that is favorable towards that. And then we've also announced that we've signed a licensing deal with Woodstock, the concert venue in New York. So we've got 2 brands that are already established, one that we've introduced and we are establishing. And we launched that brand actually in partnership with Amsterdam Brewery. We actually have a beer on the market today that's called San Rafael Pale Ale that's already available in bars and the beer store in Ontario.
And has it got THC as an active
It does
ingredient?
not have cannabis in it, but I can tell you it absolutely smells like cannabis, which is really interesting. And it's been done by way of the master brewer tinkering with various hops and other things.
Sure.
It's a really interesting beer. You should go and try it.
I will.
But it was a good initial way for us to get our brand out in front of the public ahead of the regulations coming into effect. And of course, we've announced already. We were named as one of the 6 suppliers to the Quebec SAQ from a retail standpoint, from the adult use market. So we're certainly focused on the adult use market here in Canada as well.
Sure. Okay, that's a great update again, and so I'd like to thank you, and we will come back to you again in a quarter's
Great.
time and see
Please
how
do.
you're progressing.
Terrific.
Thanks, Neil.
Thank you.